Alright guys, wanted to do a video right quick. As you could tell from the title of the video, I want to do this video for the subscribers and the people who's taking the time to comment down in the comment section. Like I said before guys, you guys take the time to hit me up and everything. I'm going to hit you right back. Sometimes I wish I could do a live video where we could kind of do like a Q&A and everything, and we go over it right there. A lot of this shit is a lot to type out and everything, but I'll definitely get you back either in the comment section, or I'm gonna make a video and I'll hit you right back. Always go through my comment section. Anybody who's asking questions or whatever it is, I'll write it down and I'll make a video and we'll come back to it. It does take time, but hey, you guys take your time to time out of your free time to hit me up, and I'm gonna do it right back. So guys, I hope I got everybody in the comment section. Right now it's Saturday, July 11th. It's going on about 4 p.m. so it won't be too long. I have to get ready to go to work and start a crazy fucking weekend. Have a bizarre ass work schedule, and it's kind of hard to keep that schedule going and keep the content coming. But that's why I said I always shoot 3-4 videos and I upload them, just that way everybody has something to come back to. It keeps content flowing on the channel, and my subscribers are not thinking like I fucking died or something. But anyway, all right guys, let's hop into it. There's a little bit to get through today, guys. Like I said, I wrote a lot down. I got 3 different papers and pages of notes right here, and make sure I try to get everybody. If I didn't, I apologize in advance. I assure you I tried to go through it really good. I love the fact that we could communicate on YouTube, but damn, I'd like to see that format set up a little bit, a little easier to navigate. Because for some reason, I'll go to like view replies or something, and I'll see my reply in there, and then I'll see somebody else's reply in there, and I never got the notification for a reply, somebody who's replying to that. So I have to look over it very carefully, otherwise I'll end up missing shit. So guys, if I don't answer your question in this or whatever it is, I'm very sorry. I'll, hit me back up on here or whatever, and I'll definitely hit you back. So, but that guys, get you a snack, something to drink. We're gonna hang out for a little bit. All right. First up, I've been talking to Shenanigans. One, he's he got in touch with me real quick. Likes the videos, gives me a lot of support. And I thank you for it, Shenanigans. That's for sure. I was looking at some of the comments, and he as well. He wants booklets for the Scream Factory releases. I definitely agree. I love the help. That would be amazing. Especially like I understand like the booklets couldn't be something like the books inside like the Nightbreed set or the Creepshow set, but something booklets like Arrow Video does for their first run prints, that'd be fucking awesome. And yeah, I mean, definitely it seems like a given, especially where we're sitting right now with physical media. But I don't know how Scream Factory goes about that. I don't know whether they just disregard it because it's another thing that they have to budget, and they want to stick to just the features and all the other stuff. But it would be nice. So I definitely agree with you on that, man. I would love to see Scream Factory start putting booklets in all their releases. That company has a lot of love. I'm sure you guys out there, you love that company as much as I do. And even if it is hit or miss sometimes, but booklets would fucking be awesome. He said also they have great artwork. Hell yeah, they do. Some of those titles up there, I won't even watch the movie. Sometimes I'll just pull off the shelf so I can look at the title. Like I said, I have a ton of posters hanging in my living room of the collector's editions, the posters that came with those. I love looking at them. My living room's full of them. Every time somebody comes over to my house, they go in my living room, like, Jesus Christ, man, like, yeah, I think you may have a problem. It's like, but look at the artwork on them. Like, whether you like horror or not, or that, that genre, or, that film in particular, look at the artwork. That shit is phenomenal. Like I said before, Joel Robinson, Devin Whitehead, earlier they used Nathan Thomas Milner. Those guys have fucking incredible artwork. The only ones I really kind of questioned was, sorry guys, my TV just turned off. The only ones I ever really kind of questioned was the artwork that's been done by the CRP group. I believe that's the name of it. But it just like I always said before, I would definitely like to see the I'd like to see the options, like, you know, how they got to that option, or I'd even like to see, like, you know, maybe Joel Robinson, Devin Whitehead, and others took a swing at it. Let's see what artwork, you know, was on the table that they come to that pick. Shenanigans One also recommended House 19, I believe that's 1997 from Criterion. Criterion, they do have their sale going on right now. It's through Barnes and Nobles. Guys, if you're not familiar with that, basically, Criterion release at Barnes and Noble, shit, man, it's like $40. So they do a 50% sell off, and they do a 50% sale, and basically you can get a Criterion release for $20, and I'm assuming that's about the best price you're ever going to get for one. I've been to that store many times, and I'll be honest with you, I can't shell out $40 for one title. I mean, I'd be able to, you know, probably might be lucky to get 2 or 3 of them, but damn, that's a lot of money just for 2 or 3 movies. And that'd be the way to go. Shenanigans, I'm definitely going to check out that house though, man. I've you know, seen that one a few years ago, especially looking through people's collections, their overview videos on YouTube. I've heard a lot of people say that that's one hell of a bizarre movie, and I would like to check it out. And if Criterion has it, that'd be one hell of an addition to add to the collection. I only have, you know, for Criterion, I only have like 3 releases, and that's Night of the Living Dead, Silence of the Lambs, and Rosemary's Baby. So I would definitely like to look into getting that, and I would like to get the Blu-ray release of Videodrome. I love that movie so much. That's David Cronenberg's masterpiece, in my opinion. I'm sure other people out there has a different pick, you know, whether it's Rabid, Shivers, Dead Ringers, I mean, you name it. That guy's done a lot of movies and everything, but I would definitely like to have that Criterion release. Horror fan, man. Conversate with you back and forth a lot. Hope you're watching. Horror fan, man, wishes for more window sets from Arrow. I'd like to see that too, but you know, when they worked with Arrow Video, when Arrow Video was putting those out, they were working with a company called Cult Labs, if I'm not mistaken. And apparently that partnership, it ended long ago, and I don't know if maybe, you know, that might be something to look into. It would be nice to see if, you know, that company actually still exists. Maybe they changed their name. Maybe there's something else now. Maybe they work with somebody else. Maybe, I don't know. I would love to see it too. Horror Fan Man was hoping that they would do more window sets, especially for their 10-year anniversary that just passed not too long ago. That would have been awesome. I mean, that would have been one hell, especially for the fans, you know, that was there in the beginning when all that was popping. That'd have been a really cool treat for those fans, because I'm sure they would have looked at it and be like, oh, they're bringing it back, like, holy shit. You know, those would have sold really well. But like I said, guys, I don't know what the relationship is between Arrow Video and Cult Labs is. I don't know if they still exist. I don't know if Cult Labs turned into something else. Maybe they have a different name now, you know, different CEO, all that shit. I just don't know, but I'd love to see it too. And yeah, Horror Fan Man, that Dawn of the Dead set is great. I love it. You know, that I was eyeballing that Dawn of the Dead, that Blu-ray window set, for a couple of years, and I was like, I'm never gonna get this thing for a decent price. I mean, every time I saw one on eBay, unfortunately, you know, it was like $100 or more. And sometimes shit it wouldn't even complete. Be missing like the booklet that was supposed to be in there. Be missing the poster. You know, the window box itself with the window on it be fucking mangled, and they still wanted crazy money for it. So whenever last year when I was on vacation, when I saw that listing pop up on eBay and somebody had a buy it now price on it for $50 and the condition was mint, I hopped on it. And no shit, right after that, same seller, he was like, I also have the DVD window set of that, and it's sealed. I never opened it, and it's brand new, mint condition. And I was like, well, how much you want for that? And he was like, well, since you bought that Blu-ray from me, I'll sell you this one. I think it was like $35 or $40. I just can't remember. It's one of them. I bought that one too. I was like, I want both of them. Those are holy grail pieces in my collection. Even No Second Sight's doing that big ass Dawn of the Dead set. I can't wait for it. Dawn of the Dead being my film, plus I know a lot of you guys, that's your favorite film. You know, fuck man, the caliber film that is great. But you know, even after Second Sight puts out that big box and everything, it ain't like I'm gonna turn loose of those window sets up there. Like those are, I mean, that Second Sight set could be fucking 20 times better than those sets. I'm not letting those go. Those are just, they mean a lot to me, and yes, they are. Yeah, horror fan, man, they are fucking amazing. I love them. I got that Blu-ray set in, like when it came in the mail that day. I was fortunate enough to, you know, actually have a day off from work. I sat in my living room, went through every nook and cranny of that fucking release. That day, I think I watched the director's cut and I watched the Argento cut, and I've seen the theatrical cut so many times. I need to pop that in though and take a look at that as well. Yeah, man, the special features on that thing too. It's, oh man, it's amazing sets. I couldn't agree with you more. Masters of the 80s. Man, thank you so much for supporting the channel and everything. Hit me up in the comment section. Master of the 80s told me, I showed him my Arrow video. It was the DVD window sets, but he loves Phenomena too, and I can kind of tell like he loves it probably as much as I do. And he was telling me that he bought an X rental in a big box VHS. And man, like I'd like to see that. Like if you can, you know, find me on Facebook or whatever, you know, fucking go through it, man. I'm Johnny Walker on Facebook. That's JOHNNIE. Hit me up on Facebook, man. I'd love to see a picture of that if you still have it, man. That's definitely that's something I'm interested in. I bet you that's a fucking awesome piece. And he told me too that you know, he bought it in the big box VHS, but in the UK, Phenomena was known by a different title, which was Creepers. And I couldn't believe, I think I said that in my my DVD window box set video, but I think I called it Creeper and not Creepers. Just one of those things where I was just kind of going on a whim and I fucked it up. That's just, you know, it's not my fault, it's just my style. That shit happens. Yeah, man, thank you so much for checking out the channel and all that stuff, man. I know you comment very fast on my videos and everything, man. I appreciate the hell out of it, man. I didn't mean to skip over you. Shenanigans, I got you right the very first, but I saw that I drew an arrow down there. Shenanigans wants me to do a Q&A live video. Unfortunately, with YouTube's restrictions, I can't do a live video. I tried to do one last weekend for the giveaway for Maniac Cop, and I went through every obstacle I could think of. Basically, with a mobile device such as a phone or an iPad, I can't do it. But they did say I could broadcast using my laptop, so I tried to get my laptop out, of course, which hasn't been really given a whole lot of attention to in the past probably 2 years. And it just wouldn't. I finally got the video to come up where I could shoot a live video, and it looked like shit, and I wasn't going to put you guys through that. And I'd love to do one, but for some reason YouTube has their restrictions in place. And when I was looking at the restrictions on there, the very top restriction on there, it's basically saying that they'll give me a key for permission to unlock where I could shoot live videos, but I have to have 1,000 subscribers first. And I was like, holy shit. But guys, if you and there was a, you know, other than that, there was some more restrictions in there, which, I mean, those can be dealt with very easily. You know, that's just, you know, a little bit of time and some effort, and that's no problem. The 1,000 subscribers, though, that's a different ball game. If that's true, that's, you know, that'll definitely be a while if that ever happens, unfortunately. But you know, I got my hopes up. You know, I got hope and faith in it. So, but he said he wants me to do a Shenanigans one. Wants me to do a Q&A. He would like to know more about me. Basically, man, like I said, about the whole live video thing, it's just impossible. So I'll rattle it off right quick, man. I live here in Georgia. I live out, like I said before in other videos, I live out in the fucking woods, man. I live in the boonies. Just complete isolation. You know, pretty much my whole life I've kind of grew up in the South. I always lived in like these very isolated areas where I kind of live in the woods. I like privacy, so that's the kind of shit that I go for. It's fucking very expensive to live like that, but you know, I get what I pay for. You know, I do miss sometimes like living like in the city and stuff like that. You know, have stuff closer to you. I mean, shit, man, just to drive to like the closest grocery store from where I'm at. Shit, man, it's probably 20 minutes. But which I know that's probably not far to a lot of people, but I'm out there though. I'm out here in the fucking woods, live in the mountains. But yeah, lived here in Georgia now for about a good, I don't know, I'd say came here in 2007. It's about 13 years now. And by the way, I'm 35, going on 36 this year. And you know, grown ass man sitting here talking to people on YouTube with a room full of movies, but I love it. It's the shit. I love this community. And you was telling me, man, that you wanted to do your own YouTube video, but you was kind of, you know, a little insecure about, you know, doing your own channel. And that's just a given. Man, when I was sitting here, like, you know, I think it was about 3 weeks ago, a little bit more now. I just got my my Vinegar Syndrome halfway to Black Friday box in, and I spent like $350, man. I bought some shit. And I was like, you know what, this is the perfect time to shoot that video. Here's the time. I'm just going to shoot it, and I'll go about opening up my channel. We'll see how it goes. And so, you know, I shot that video, and I'll be honest with you, I was nervous. I was sitting there thinking, I was like, fuck, man. Like, I'm kind of putting myself out there. Like, this is it. Once you put that video as public, anybody and their grandmama can watch it. And, you know, you kind of opening yourself up, especially for criticism. If you fuck up, you say something like, you know, you get confused and you say, well, like, this is on this disc and this is not. And you fuck up, and there's some people that could be like, oh, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. So I was kind of a little nervous about that and everything. Didn't want to come off, you know, like an asshole or anything. But yeah, man, I did that video, and the same day also got a package from the post office from my good buddy Frank Fulci, who I bought a few titles from. I shot that video as a big thank you to him. And you know, just after those two videos, it was all right. I was just laid back. You know, I'm here in my house. This is my movie room. I'm in the comfort of my own home. I'm making videos and putting them out there. I'm sure I'm going to run across some people out there who's just like, you have no fucking clue what you're talking about. I can't believe you spend that much money on shit. You could be buying so much other, you know, you could be buying something else. You could be helping homeless people, whatever. I know there's going to be some along the way it's going to be like that. But man, like, just, you know, put those doubts aside, man, and go for it. Even if you got to take a practice run, but like just shooting a few videos. Like, just don't analyze yourself so much. Don't sit there and fucking scrutinize yourself. You know, I mean, in my opinion, anyway. You know, your worst enemy is yourself, especially when you're sitting there just going over every little fucking detail because you just have that insecurity. Set that shit aside. I know it's easier said than done, but you can do it, man. Master Chaos TV. He told me that he loves Phenomena as well. And says it was definitely an underrated film. I believe so too, man. I didn't even see that film till maybe 2-3 years ago. Loved the hell out of it, man. And I was one of those people, man, who listened to everybody else. Was like, you know, Deep Red, that's the fucking film. That's the best Argento film. That's what a Giallo film is. And I give him props, man. I like Deep Red. It's all right to me. It's, you know, just my opinion, of course. This is gonna differ from everybody else's, or maybe there's somebody out there who believes the same shit, who has the same opinion. But you know, Deep Red has some pacing issues for me, and what I mean by that is it kind of drags a little bit. You know, I love the kills in it and shit. The gore, it's great. You know, that movie is fucking awesome. It's just, man, whenever I came across Phenomena, I popped that movie in not really knowing what to expect. Didn't read the synopsis on the back. Didn't listen to anybody else's reviews. No, nothing. So I went in completely blind, and there was so much shit going on in that movie. But and it just never lets up. There's always something going on. It didn't bore me, and I was sucked right in. And that fucking ending scene with that monkey, Jesus Christ, man, that shit blew my mind. My wife was sitting in the living room on the couch when we was watching that movie, and she just kind of like looked over at me and was like, God damn. I mean, it's just one of those kind of movies. But yeah, that's the shit I remember, and I dig the hell out of it. Master Chaos TV, I did a video for the Unsolved Mysteries, the limited series that Netflix just put back on. And guys, if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. Especially if you're a fan of the original series. I think that was like, late 80s when that started, when Robert Stack started doing Unsolved Mysteries. And Master Chaos TV says that Unsolved Mysteries needs a host. And man, my Unsolved Mysteries video, I said, well, unfortunately, Robert Stack's been deceased now for so long. And he has, man. It's been a long time since that guy passed away. And you know, they had another guy who walked in there. I was just listening to Toddy Walnuts talk about that the other day too as well. Because I was telling Toddy Walnuts, hey, check out that new limited series on Netflix. Do yourself a favor, you might like it. And I know he's got that big Unsolved Mysteries box that I got, so I know he's a fan, especially of that original series. But you know, they got somebody else to come in there and to host it there for a while when they brought it back. And that guy did a great job and everything. I know in that last video, I kind of really didn't give him a whole lot of credit. From what Toddy Walnuts told me, is that guy actually used to be like a real like detective. So that's cool as hell. But I believe Toddy Walnuts said that he also passed away not too long ago. I mean, when they brought that back, you know, Robert Stack passed away and they brought that show back, and the other guy was doing it. It was all right for me. Like, I'd watch it, and I did like a few of the episodes and everything. But as far as hosting, it's like, man, I grew up since I was a kid watching Robert Stack host Unsolved Mysteries, and it was just weird to see somebody else doing it. So it's just one of those things where either you're gonna adapt with change or you're not. And I tried. I definitely tried. You know, I still watched it. I wasn't one of those arrogant people to be like, well, Robert Stack's not hosting it, so fuck it. Nothing like that. I watched it. But as for now, Master Chaos TV, if like I said, I know you feel that that series needs a host. Who do you think could host that, man? Who could fill those shoes? Like, let's say, I mean, to really come out in the format the way they're going with right now, and they're putting some good details of that shit and everything. Who right now could fill those shoes of like, let's say, Robert Stack to get in there and host that? That could open up a quick conversation really quick. You know, fuck, man, it's for me, man. Since, you know, like I said, growing up with that series, it'd just be hard for me to see somebody else host that show and fill those shoes and do it where I'm like, okay, well, fuck it. You know, of course it's not gonna be Robert Stack because he's deceased, but that guy did a fucking phenomenal job. Like, who is it that you think you could say that about and be like, yeah, they did a great job? So, Master Chaos TV, man, hit me back on that, man. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Next up, guys, my boy Donato Giallo, guys. If you're not familiar with his channel, he finally just released his first video. It was about a week ago now. He did a phenomenal job on it. It's funny as hell. I love him to death. He's a great guy. I was showing The Strangers last night, one of my Scream Factory Collector's Editions videos, and I remember watching his first video, and he's showing The Thing, and he was just like, man, isolation films like The Shining, like, they just fucking do it for me. It's like, you know, when shit pops off, where are you gonna run to? And I totally agree with that. Especially like you know, Donato, he was saying he's out in the country too. He's a country boy too, but you know, man, especially when you're out in the middle of fucking nowhere and shit pops off, man, like them isolation films, especially like The Strangers, man, it works. You know, if you just happen to be like out in the middle of nowhere, like you don't have no neighbors and nothing like that, and you're watching a fucking movie like that at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, that shit works. It does, man. So I love the fact that me and you connect on that same kind of level of being like, okay, look at your current surroundings, and then look at the surroundings in that fucking movie and watch the events that take place. Isolation gets me every time too, man. Like you said, The fucking Shining, man. Fuck, man. I mean, that's it, man. Once the winter comes around and that bitch got snowed in, man, they were fucked. Fucking old Jack, man, just wigs the fuck out. What's the family to do? That's what makes that movie. It definitely does. But you know, as well as The Thing, you know, fuck, man. Shoo. I always think about that too, like, especially like living out in the middle of nowhere, like I've done all my life, like no neighbors and shit like that. I always thought about, like, what if some shit popped off? What if, like, some crazy shit started happening? What would I do? Like, of course, man, that's why I buy guns. So, if husband and father's job is to protect his wife and his kids, I got enough bullets in there to fucking do it. But definitely, man, I like the fact that me and you connect on that really well like that. And Donato said that he liked the idea about the behind the scenes for Scream Factory. Like I said in my other previous video, guys, it would be nice because there's a lot of us that just adore that company, love everything about it, spend tons of money on their releases, we stay loyal to them, and I mean, not only are we just fans of just the films they're putting out, which they put out great fucking films. They got a great, they have great picks. You know, they go about picking those movies fucking flawlessly. But I think there's a lot of us though that would like to see the behind the curtains shit that go on at Scream Factory. Like just everything from the start. Like how hard was it getting the rights? You know, was that like a big legal process? You know, of course they probably can't go over every detail because that would probably open up a lawsuit somewhere along the way. But, you know, at least they could briefly discuss, you know, how difficult it was, what they had to go through maybe without suffering any kind of legal shit. You know, picking out the artwork. You know, how hard was it to track down talent? Maybe some of the talent refused to do it at first, and then they just kind of insisted and encouraged them to do it because that talent that they were chasing, that actor, actress, whatever, was just like, I don't think nobody's really going to watch this anyway. And they were like, wait a fucking minute. Like, you have a big cult following that you don't realize. That'd be nice to see that stuff because, I mean, guys, I mean, that's the future of their releases. I mean, that's great. I mean, they clean those movies up and they make them sound great and everything. And we love that shit, but we also love clicking on those bonus features too. And especially whenever you get to see somebody, you know, 30 years later after that movie was made being like, you know, when we was making this movie, I didn't think it'd take. We kind of took it as a joke. And now here it is later. I've been doing conventions now for over a decade and the fucking fans are growing for it. So that'd be awesome to see. That'd be really cool. Alright guys, where we at? 26 minutes. Horror fan man, thank you so much for your support and everything, man. I know you've been hitting me up in the comment section and everything. I'm loving it. He was talking about the Arrow Video window sets and, you know, some of the old Arrow Video DVDs and releases. And unfortunately, I should have said this in my other video, but I failed to mention it. I've heard other YouTubers, I mean, for years now since I started collecting, talking about this, but you know, Arrow lost a lot of its shit during the London riots a few years ago. It's like their fucking warehouse was like burnt to the ground. I mean, they barely managed to save a lot of shit. You know, like that, I think, what was it, Zombie Flesh Eaters only had like 500 copies for the window box set, and you barely find any of those floating around, so that might have been some that got damaged in that fire, you know, Dawn of the Dead, all those, but I was aware of that, man. I just failed to mention it in that video. Thanks for bringing that up, though. That fucking sucks, man. I mean, one of the casualties of a riot is a physical media warehouse. It's like, that's fucking bizarre, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess. You know, Arrow Video is still going and thriving, so at least that wasn't something that just fucking tanked them and put them in the red, and they were like, well, we gotta close up doors and shop because we just lost, you know, fucking all of our inventory in a fire due to a riot, and we can't go on. So at least it wasn't that, because that'd be a fucking horrible story. That'd be depressing just thinking about it. I'd have to go chase down a ball of antidepressants just thinking about that shit too long. So we're gonna move on. But Horror Fan Man, dude, thank you so much for hitting me up on there. I appreciate the hell out of you. This might take a little bit, guys. This is Chill Rob G. He's looking to get old Arrow Video DVDs, and he needs info on a region-free player and where to get one. Let's go over the let's go over the first one. You're looking in to get the old Arrow releases, like the old DVDs. Man, if you live here in the States, it's gonna have to come secondhand. I just don't. I mean, guys, if you know a better way, please hit him up in the comment section and let him know. But I don't know of any other way except for going secondhand. Like I said before, I live out in the middle of nowhere in the fucking boonies, so I have to rely on eBay and Facebook groups and shit like that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have what I have. I mean, all of that stuff, like the Arrow Video DVDs, the window slips, you know, the biggest majority of that shit comes from eBay and everything. You know, if you live in the States right now, too, and if you're looking into, you know, ordering from companies like, you know, like Arrow Video UK, don't expect to order that and get your package like really quick. Even if you're just ordering, like, you know, participate in the sale. I think they have a 2 for $15 sale right now. And guys, remember, if you're living in the States, you have to convert the US dollar to GBP, which is the Great British Pound. So you can use Google, and it'll be simple for you to break that down. Might take you a little trial and error to figure that all out, but that's how I did it before when I ordered on Arrow UK before all this shit took place here in the States. You know, I know it's all over the world, but you know, when all this shit took place, it just fucked everything up, and our mail system is I mean, it's completely fucked. I sent out the giveaways, the giveaway stuff. Had 3 packages. Went to the post office, and the postmaster was like, "Don't you want to send this media mail? It's a lot cheaper." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a lot cheaper, but it'll probably take till fucking Christmas for them to get it. So let me at least send it first class. That way they got a chance of getting it, while they're alive." But that's just the mail's just really fucked up. I'm sure a lot of you guys have ordered stuff and it's gotten to you really fast. That's awesome. Thankfully it did. But there is a lot of us out there. I've had my little experience with it during the beginning of this pandemic, and others have too. And this, so keep in mind with that. If you're here in the States and Chill Rob G, if you're looking to order, please, man, have a ton of patience, or fucking try to do it where try to pay for some really good shipping that you really trust. Don't just go for the cheapest shipping option that's available on there, because I guarantee you that's probably not going to move fast, especially internationally. Mike from Grindhouse Video Tampa, he's told everybody for the past few months, he's like, I have a lot of international orders laying back here, and everybody's fine with me just holding on to them right now until this shit subsides a little bit and the mail gets flowing fluently again. So even stores like Grindhouse Video Tampa, they're just like, let's just hold it here until this shit. If you want me to, if you want them to send it, they'll send it, and hopefully it'll get to you. But just right now, everything's kind of fucked. But yeah, man, those old Arrow Video DVD releases and stuff, man. Try to go through eBay, see if you can get a good price on them. I'll give you a heads up though, man. Like, some of the prices you're gonna see on that shit's ridiculous, man. Don't go broke trying to buy a fucking movie. If you're not careful, you will. You'll overpay for something. I don't want you to do that. The region free player, man. Chill Rob G, you also asked about how about going about getting a region free player and what would I recommend. Toddy Walnuts. He has a channel. If you're not familiar with it, please go check him out. That's Toddy Walnuts. He has a video in his library where he details his region free player and what he recommends. Thankfully, he did that video. I looked at it as well, and I bought the exact same Blu-ray player that he has that's region free. And I bought it from the same seller. The seller is on eBay. And at that time, if you contacted the seller, I think it was, and told him that Toddy Walnut sent you or something like that, you got 10% off or something. I'm sure that's probably not still open right now, But I would definitely check out Toddy Walnuts' videos and go that way. When I bought my first one, I loved it. I have one in my living room, and I went ahead and bought another one just to have back here with me in this room, and it gets the job done. It plays ABC, Blu-ray, and DVD 0 through 9, so it covers everything. I think I paid for that first one, I might have paid $120 for it, and the second one I paid $100 for. So those are great though. It's always a peace of mind to have those and not have to worry about whether your shit's gonna play on it or not. Because that's man, fuck those restrictions, guys. I said it once and I'll say it again. That's just a bullshit tactic that they use with software. Is what it is though. And guys, keep in mind, if you're fucking Chill Rob G, if you're looking into getting one that's also a 4K UHD player, all 4K UHD disc is all region, so it doesn't matter where you're at or what player you have. 4K disc, there's no restrictions on those. So it makes you wonder right there off the bat, like, wait a minute, so 4K doesn't have any restrictions? Well, why the fuck does Blu-ray and DVD have the restrictions then? That's a good question. So I think that might be one of those old things that we're probably going to see. We might step away from that sooner or later, but who knows? Especially with the rights in different territories for films. It's a way to make money and all that shit and keep it to that specific territory. I don't know. Who knows what will happen? We'll see in the future, I guess. But yeah, man, I think the name brand of the players that I bought though, Chill Rob G, they were Sony, both the same model and everything. Bought them from the same seller. Ordered, got them really fast. I think I bought my first one after Toddy Walnuts posted his video. Went ahead and jumped on it. I literally got it a couple days later, and same as the second player. But basically, from my understanding, Chill Rob G, they just basically take the Blu-ray player. It's brand new. They open the box. Software is installed on that Blu-ray player to basically take out the restriction. It's basically software, disabling an error message to come up so it'll read all the disk. So when those things are manufactured, they're purposely putting software in them to make it where you're not able to view something. That's pretty fucked, right? Anyway, I really hope that. I really hope I just helped you out with that. If I didn't, man, please feel free to hit me back up again. If you can't find that video for Toddy Walnuts, hit me back up, man. I'll help you find it. I'll put a link down. Whatever I gotta do, I'll help you get your knowledge on that shit. That's what I'm here for. I'll take a sip, guys. This is gonna be like a 45 fucking minute video. Oh, sorry, guys, but like I said, I made this for the subscribers and the people who comment. So, anyway, my boy Ryan Herman. I was showing my video where I showed off Poltergeist 2 and 3, and I was saying, the first Poltergeist films are fucking amazing. Part 2's got some great special effects. Just part 3 for me was kind of like, eh. And Ryan Herman was like, look, man. He's like, I'm one of them fucking people, dude, who grew up with Poltergeist 3. Like, I prefer Poltergeist 3 over 2. And I was like, holy shit, man, that's pretty crazy. But here's this thing with it, though. Ron Herman, dude, thank you so much for always staying in touch with me, man. It's fucking awesome chatting with you and everything, man. I get a kick out of it. But he was telling me that his parents had parental locks as he was growing up. Like, they would parental lock, like, the R-rated films and shit like that. But some movies would still come on. Poltergeist 3 being one of them. The other ones were Killer Clowns from Outer Space and Troll 2. So he has a lot of love, but just because he watched them when he was younger, when he wasn't supposed to be watching some of this shit, and he got his hands on it, got to watch it, fell in love with it, and as soon as he said fucking Troll 2, I was like, Jesus Christ! Like, I bet, like, even when he was a little kid, he was sitting there watching that movie and being like, holy fuck, this is so bad, but it's kind of good. But I love that shit, man. And Ryan, man, thank you for all your support, man. You're fucking awesome to chat with and talk to. Ryan's on my Facebook. Me and him go back and forth with Messenger. Just hit him a little bit ago. He's out fishing with the kids right now and all that good stuff. So, Ryan, hopefully when you get some downtime today and all that good stuff and handle your stuff, man, and everything, hopefully you get a chance to peep this out. But, I love you, man. Yeah, it was fucking awesome talking with you the other night, too. I was at work and the night was just dragging, man, and fucking, I thought I was going to go crazy there for a while, but I know me and you was talking about, like, the old bands we used to listen to back in the day, fucking, El Nino and Coal Chamber, Dracula Logic. I couldn't believe you fucking knew who Dracula Logic was, especially Nothing Face. I just figured I was, like, one of the last metalheads that actually still held that band on, a pedestal. Fucking Matt Halt and Tom Maxwell, man. Fuck, man. I think, what was their drummer's name? Like, Tommy Sickles for the Violence album. Fuck, man, dude, that's a great album. You know what, before I even started mentioning that shit, I should have just pulled out all my stuff that I have of him so I could just hold it up and you'd be like, holy fuck, like, he held on to everything. But I even went back and bought I saw a seller on eBay selling Pacifier from Nothing Face. And CD was like mint condition and all that good shit, and I bought it. And at that same time, I think the seller was selling like a vinyl, like this really rare vinyl from Nothing Face that was pressed up for like a record store day release, like long ago. I'm gonna go back, double back and go get it, and fucking it was sold out. And I was like, fuck. But it's okay though, man. I got all the, especially with Nothing Face, like the Audio Guide for Everyday Atrocity, Violence, Pacifier, Skeletons, man, dude, those were, God, I mean, there were some gems on those albums. They were just fucking cranking. But yeah, man, that was fucking awesome to talk to you about that brought back some memories for sure, man. American Head Charge, God almighty, man. Fuck. Talking about the fucking good days of music, man. I definitely agree with you on that, man. Like, especially when we walked into the early 2000s, man, and, whether you want to call it new metal or whatever genre somebody's going to throw that shit in, the music we were getting pumped, we were getting fed, and we were, digging for and looking for. Fuck, man, we had some great stuff, man. No doubt. No doubt. Alright, guys, Sinister Syndrome, my bud. I meant to tell you, too, Sinister Syndrome, Ron Herman, and Ragnar 666. Guys, I assure you, your packages are in the mail. Ragnar, I sent you your Maniac Cop. I sent that USPS First Class. That's on its way to you. Glenn, Sinister Syndrome. I sent you Puppet Master, man. Sent that as well, USPS First Class. You should be getting that pretty soon. And Ron Herman, I got you. I got you, bud. I sent you your movie that you picked, and I threw a little surprise in there for you. So hope you like it. I sent that as well, USPS First Class. So you guys will be getting that hopefully anytime soon, as long as the fucking mail doesn't decide, well, let's just hold it at the hub here for the next 2 years before we send it back out. But guys, I didn't send that medium mail because I just knew it would fucking sit somewhere forever. So I sent that First Class for you guys. But anyway, Sinister Syndrome. Glenn said he hasn't seen Eaten Alive. I showed my Arrow video where I took like 10 titles from the standalone releases. I think I did 2 different videos. The first video was all Region B releases. Just took 10 standalone releases of Region B from Arrow Video, showed those. And then my second part, I took my Region A stuff. That was Arrow Video standalone releases and showed those. Glenn said he hasn't seen Eaten Alive. Glenn, if you're a fan of Tobe Hooper, man, I highly recommend that movie. I pulled it off the shelf right before I started shooting this because I knew I was going to hit you up with it. For this copy, Glenn, it's an AB release. So, you know, if you just have your typical Region A Blu-ray player, it's fine, man. This will work. They did make a Region B release exclusively. I would say they did, but I kind of doubt they did it. I don't know, man. Just make sure you look into it. If you're an OCD collector like me, I assure you that the first run of this release came with a booklet. As you can see it, it's right there. This is a 2-disc set, Blu-ray and DVD. Hope you can see that artwork really well, Glenn. And I'll take the cover out here and show you the other cover for it. But that was the theatrical artwork. Glenn, this movie is good, man. It's I was blown away. I think it was this one and Microwave Massacre was the first 2 Arrow Video releases I ever bought. And I bought them off of eBay when I got them in the house. Got them to the house. I did a double feature and I watched both of them. And I really like these films. Now, if I had to pick, I mean, I'm a fucked up individual, so Microwave Massacre, like, that shit, like, blew me away. My wife was, like, sitting in the living room, like, right beside me, no shit, and she was like, what the fuck are you watching? I'm like, this is fucking a masterpiece. That's just my brain. That movie is so bad. I mean, it's so bad, but it's great, though. But I got this, Glenn, this is nothing to skip out on, man. You know, you're looking at some Tobe Hooper shit right there. I don't want to give nothing away. It looks great. It has a 2K restoration on it. A ton of fucking features, Glenn. If you can look at that, bud, it's all right there. It's all features, man. Synopsis, a little bitty block. Features is like, bam! But I hope that helped you out, Glenn, though, man. Definitely try to find that for a good price, man, and pick it up. I believe Arrow Video still has the rights to that. That's nothing that's, like, out of print. You're going to have to pay a fucking kidney for, so I hope that helps out, man. Guys, so that's it for the comments and all that stuff that I went over and I found. Like I said, if I did miss you, I'm very sorry. I will go back through it, or please feel free to hit me up again. If you take the time out of your day to hit me up, I'm going to hit you right back on one of these videos. Guys, this weekend, unfortunately, like I said, this is July 11th. Unfortunately, I have to go to work here in a little while. My weekend's going to be just fucking crazy. But, you know, I wasn't even planning on shooting this video. I was just going to shoot those Screen Factory parts and be like, okay, well, I'll see you guys in a few days. My shit's going to be a little bit busy, but I saw the comment section. I was like, nope, we're going to shoot a video for those guys right quick. And then we'll call it a day for a couple days anyway. But guys, today's July 11th. Unfortunately, this weekend I doubt I'll be able to make any more videos. Next weekend, however, that's my scheduled weekend off. So I plan on doing that poster video because I got a couple cats who's hit me up. They're like, man, we really want to see what you got for posters. Like, you know, I do. I have a living room that's fucking full of Screen Factory posters. I have them framed. Have a few, just very few hanging up over here on the wall. Just got Sleepaway Camp 2 from Toddy Walnuts. And guys, I don't know if you can see, but there's 2 big crates over here, and there's fucking packed full of those poster tubes. I mean, they're just full of lithographs posters. Even that, I have a box over here where I got them in the original Screen Factory mailers, like the old posters that's folded. I have those over there. So I have to prep that video because I want to do it justice. And I have to go through my living room first because I'm not going to take them down. I'll just shoot the ones that's on the wall, let you guys see them. And then when I come back here, I'll have them all taken out of the tubes, unrolled, so that way we can just pull off one by one and go with it. That's going to take some time, but it'll just take me a little bit of prep work. So it'll definitely, you know, I'll definitely do it next weekend. That way I got some time to play with it and not be rushed. And I want to do that video some justice. And guys, next weekend, also, we're going to do Friday morning. I'll get on here, I'll make a video, but we're going to do a giveaway for the New York Ripper, and that's the Blue Underground release. This is the single disc edition. Guys, right now, you know, I'm gonna tell you straight up, there's a Blue Underground release that just recently released not too long ago. It's the 3-disc set. I had that. I went ahead and got that one. I had this one sitting on the shelf. Somebody could be enjoying this, not just sitting here on my shelf collecting dust. And I'm probably never gonna watch it again because I have the 3-disc set. There's just no point in having this. So I want to help somebody out and have some fun. But guys, we're gonna do that next weekend. I'll go over the rules and everything for that Friday. That's July 17th is when I'm gonna I'll make a video doing the rules for that and all that good stuff, guys. But yeah, I'll definitely be putting on some content for the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th for July. And we'll do that giveaway in that poster video, guys. We're just went over the 45-minute mark. If you stuck around with me this long, thank you so much. You guys are great. Thank you for hitting me up in the comment section. Like I said, I made this video for the subscribers and the people who hit me up in the comment section. You guys take time out of your day to hit me up, and I'm going to hit you right back on a fucking video really quick because I love you to death. But anyway, guys, if you liked the video, please hit the like button. Just by any chance, if anybody's watching this video who isn't a subscriber, you like the fact that I am taking my sweet time hitting everybody back, hit that subscribe button. You know, hit me up in the comment section. I'd be fucking glad to throw your name on these pieces of paper right here and fucking hit you right back. But guys, thank you so much. Love the hell out of this community. We have a great community. I said that 1,000 times, and I'll say it 1,000,000 more fucking times. But you guys are great, man. Really good, nice people and everything. I love. That's the reason why I started this. You know, didn't start this to fucking make no money or anything like that, because that sure as hell ain't the case. You know, who knows what'll happen in the future or whatever. But no matter what, I made this channel right here to connect with people, because I know there's a shit ton of people out there who's either wanting to get into this shit or they already have this shit and plus more. And you know, those are the people I want to talk to. I want to talk to the people who love the same shit that I like. So, but all right, guys, that's gonna do it. I'll definitely catch you guys up sometime next week. But might shoot a quick video right quick before I go to work. But we'll see though. I don't know. I'm kind of running out of time here. But anyway, guys, you know I love you. Thank you so much. And as always, be safe and be careful.